like before you click away. This is part 4 of the Radial 275 Cressida build. We've been hard at it, working on a few bits and pieces. I'll run you through it. Stay tuned. It's really bright under here. It's afternoon, so the sun comes into my garage. I'm remaking all my fuel lines. Well, not all of them, just a couple of them. I fucked my fuel filter. It's a wonder this car ever ran. That mechanical pump and its tolerances were probably the reason why this thing actually worked as well as it did. Probably explain why it had a handful of fuel cut issues as well at some point. As you can see, I'm missing a transmission still.
It's not missing, it's just on vacation.
Who's running shit? Why is everyone making noise? It's so inconsiderate.
How dare they be mowing and listening to heavy music midday on a Friday afternoon?
What else? I have a diff center. Come on, let's have a look at my diff center. I'm in the middle of like 1,000 things right now. We have a strange Pro HD alloy. I think it's a Wave Track LSD. 3.7 diff gears. Got a trigger wheel, speed sensor. I need to modify my speed sensor a little bit. I'll just cut a couple little pieces out there and there, and that'll fit up. Cherry sensor will go through the top of it, and we'll get wheel speed pretty easily. How it looks here. I've got a fuel system. Well, fuel tank. Put the injectors and stuff back in, fuel reg, all wiring's back in. I've rewired a couple little bits and pieces. I've changed my electric fuel pump, so I can't run a little tiny in-tank pump anymore. Obviously I don't have a tank anymore. I was running a stock tank in this up until we cut the rear end out of it. Now I've got an external Carbi lift pump, low pressure, high volume thing, courtesy of Jesse actually, our friend Batman at Race Car. We went with the quietest pump we get our hands on. I'm still worried that it's going to be a little bit loud, I know, of all things. I've rewired the way the PDM activates it so we can just turn it off when it's idling. Like, it doesn't need an electric fuel pump to start, it doesn't need one to idle, it doesn't need one to do anything until it really starts moving and G-force start take effect. We'll just turn it off constantly until we're ready to actually use it. And same will be with the nitrous solenoid. I've put in a flyback diode on that. There'll be an output into the PDM to turn that on and off as well. We've broken 2 nitrous solenoids in this car in the last year, so I'm just trying to do everything I can to stop that from happening. And we'll put a filter in it, change the way it turns on and off. Hopefully that'll fix it, because it's really like scary, not in the sense of like, you know, getting hurt, but in the sense of take the car out and you do half a pass and then you've got to push it back onto a trailer and take it home and replace parts on it. I just want to try and alleviate that as best I can.
Jakey here has a bad habit of jacking off in public.
This is my own house. This doesn't count as public. If I want to jerk off in my garage, it's okay. You know, you don't have to come around here telling me the door's open. 3D glasses are all great, but it's like shooting in the dark. Does that pain you every time I drag the jack out underneath the car and it fucking takes the front bumper with it?
I just expect that with you now. Nothing I do for you that ever stays pretty.
Lane here actually spent ages doing my front bumper up just for me to break the car and put it on multiple tow trucks and just constantly ruin it, like stress fractures and shit.
I'll just redo it.
I'll just rattle can over the top of it.
No, you won't. He likes to make that joke with everything. That's what he was going to do with his engine bay. So what are we doing over here, Jake?
It's the battery back in. I actually bought a new battery for it the other day. I lost my old battery.
How do you lose a battery?
Honestly, I have no idea. It grew legs and walked off. Start it again. Can you tell I bought an alloy welder recently?
Fancy little battery tray.
Oh, let's not look at that side. That side's mildly better.
What are you doing over there, Jake? Nothing?
Nothing. Bit of heat shrink, won't even know that happened. Here's some I prepared earlier. Can't even tell. Look at that. Can't even tell.
That's a nice ring job.
So later on, we can reference this video and see where I went wrong. This isn't the only earth strap, okay, before we go down that path. My life would suck. What's that song, is it?
No idea. Leaving his rubbers around everywhere.
No, these are Aeroflow bottle brackets. They used to have this giant O-ring in here. Every time we change the bottle over, the O-ring would go stuck to the bottle. So I ended up getting rid of them and putting some stick-on rubber stuff.
Almost looks like a drive belt.
Oh, yeah, that ain't gonna fit. Or is it? It's probably just lost every bit of structure in this bracket now, eh? By the way, Joel, who messaged me on Instagram, I haven't actually forgotten about you, man. I've just been really busy. I haven't had any new stickers made yet. I spoke to Dave about them, but because of the Rocky Nuts and stuff, he's been pretty busy getting all that kind of stuff sorted. No doubt he'll be back at it again for Kenda. So I haven't forgotten about you. I am going to send you out some stickers and shit, man. So just stick with me. We had a blowout, the pluggers. Back into it, I guess. So I reckon this is about the last of the build series of videos on this car. I'm hoping that next time when we're focusing on this car, we'll be focusing on it from the driver's seat. Coming up this weekend, we have Kenda. We've got Nick racing that in the Lexus. I believe we'll be there with Scott and Nugget Garage and probably just heckle the fuck out of them like we normally do whenever we're all at the track together. We pulled the whole rear end out of this thing last night, me and Nick. I didn't get any footage of that. We're kind of just busy actually doing things. Got my Death Star looking thingy sitting over there on the floor, as my wife so nicely describes it. I'm gonna hit up my preferred powder coater Tuesday morning when they open up, find out if they've got a bit of time to get me in there. We've measured up the tail shaft. Everything else has been ordered. Everything else is getting done. Stick with us. The next episode of this will hopefully be the first time we drive it. Hits the dyno again. It'll do something. It'll be running. The next video, this car here will be running. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Thanks. Is this Nelly Potato?
Sure is.
Is that my phone?
Sure is.
I'm actually in the middle of filming an episode of everyone's favourite TV show. Calvin, you know it's rude to ring someone on a public holiday, right?
No, I don't.
The shit I gotta deal with all day, every day.
Yeah, like and subscribe to this shit.